Is there such a thing as too much cushioning? Today let's explore the New Balance 1080 V11. Hey, what's poppin'? Jordan Thomas is simplifying tech and running for you. Hope you and yours are staying safe wherever you are. And happy Black History Month. Let's get into this. So today we're going to be talking about the New Balance 1080 V11. And I got a lot to say. First and foremost, I want to thank Roadrunner Sports and New Balance for sending me over a pair of these for me to check out. I skipped the previous version of these because I didn't like the fit. And so I thought that it would be a good opportunity for me to review a shoe that I had a bad experience in previously and to be able to talk about whether or not that experience carried over into this shoe. So let's begin with the overall design. When you put this shoe in your hand, one of the first things you notice is that it's light. It's legit light. Despite how bulky it looks, like it just feels like very light in your hand, and even when you put it on your foot. I like this blue wave. I typically don't choose colors per se. I like it to maintain more of a neutral. This is what happens when you get a sample shoe. The upper, hypo knit, very soft, very stretchy. It uses that booty type construction, so it's gonna feel somewhat sock-like when you put these on. You've got this heel that calls attention to itself. It offers the right amount of snugness. I wouldn't say it's necessarily totally locked in, but it does offer the right amount of snugness. You've got a tongue that's like just the right amount. You've got a nice lacing system, and then you've got perforations throughout to help keep the material nice and breathable. Now when it comes to the midsole, so New Balance uses Fresh Foam X in these shoes. So this is their top tier cushioning system. One of the nice things about this is that these are by far the softest shoes I've ever tried on before. Like, the word plush here somehow doesn't do this justice. Like, these are like high-end hotel pillows when you put these on your feet. I was surprised. I think this is one of the few times where like the marketing and the actual experience matched up, which I thought was dope. And then we got the outsole, where I think it's interesting that on the website they don't feature it or show it, but I actually like that it's not only is it kind of like color coordinated a bit, but it's also like a good amount of traction, and I'll do a close-up where you can see some of the perforations in there that are demonstrating like, oh, this shoe is gonna maintain a good level of traction. And let's talk about the fit. New Balance shoes offer what I consider to be a snug 11.5. Generally, with most running shoes, I go with my true to size 11.5. With these, 11.5 is like kind of like just right. When I go to 12, it's too much. So just keep that in mind when you pick these up. Now, the fit is the reason why I skipped these from the previous year. I felt like on my left foot, there was something going on like the outer part of my midfoot that I just didn't like it, and I had difficulty running in it. And at that period of time, I was like, I want to know that I like a shoe immediately and keep going. And in a lot of ways, I still maintain that type of thinking. However, with these, they fixed it. I don't know exactly what changed, but something in the way that the gusset that was in there, which is all the material that's like holding the tongue in place, they narrowed it or something, because my foot liked the shoe way better when I put it on. And so what I found was that in the toe box area, I found that it was pretty generous. The midfoot is still kind of snug. And so if you're not used to New Balance shoes, that's something you want to keep in mind. The combination of the tongue, the collar, for me was a little tight. I believe there's a line between like secure and feel like restrictive. I did feel like it was somewhat restrictive. That's a small gripe, but just something to keep in mind. And then I did find the cup that they went out of their way to design to demonstrate some additional snugness. They took care of that. Now it's all performance. I enjoyed these a lot. And this is one of the few shoes that I'd say that I'm glad that it was sent to me for free, because I think because of a previous experience, it would have been hard for me to pick these up. But now that I've had the experience in them, let's talk about the performance. So beginning with, I like to test the shoe basically kind of like three things. There's the performances, there's just what is it going to do best at? There's going to be the durability, and then there's like what I like to call like rebound. So let's talk about first and foremost the performances. So this shoe is typically, I would think you would use it primarily as like a recovery day type shoe. I think just because of the nature of the plushness in the shoe, it would be hard for me to suggest like you have like this shoe and like a race day type shoe, because I think that this lacks something when it comes to being able to do like what I would consider to be traditional speed work. But what I will say is for my 30-minute run that included some strides, the shoe did the job. And not only did the job, my feet felt really good while I was in the shoe. After the shoe, I was able to float around kind of like 8 minutes and got down to like 7:45 minute pace over a period of a progression run. I was able to throw in some strides at the end. I was, running kind of like 4:30 per mile pace. So like just a nice kind of open my legs up a little bit, put in some strides. I was surprised by the responsiveness that was in the shoes. And I recognize that's something that's said on the website, and you can say that about a lot of different shoes, but these actually did deliver on that. And I will say that thus far, these are probably the fastest like max cushion shoe that I've tried on before, and which I thought was pretty dope. When it came to my 90-minute run, I felt really good, felt very, very comfortable. Also, after the run, feet felt really good. But what I will say is that as I got maybe like a third of the way into the run and I tried to pick it up, I felt like I was sinking. And so I was finding it difficult to pick it up. Keep in mind, this shoe I would consider as primarily a recovery day shoe, but part of my recovery is being able to run longer. And I would think that these shoes, depending on how you like your fit, that plushness might start to like work against you a little bit. And then finally, I just tried it out for like a standard, like kind of like 45 to 60 minute run. It felt really good. I just maintained a pretty moderate pace throughout. And so when it comes to the performances area, on point. Now, durability. I think that this shoe actually will hold up pretty well over a lot of miles. One, there's a lot of cushion in here. Two, the outsole is pretty on point. But the shoe just felt good in each of the runs that I ran in. And then the third thing for me, when it comes to something that's going to be used as like a recovery day, kind of something that you might go to pick up on a more frequent basis, almost daily, is like, how does it rebound? I'll say this, of all the shoes that I've tried in a long time, I didn't feel like a whole lot of like cushion compression, and I tried it out over 3 successive days. And that was impressive to me. Generally with another shoes that I try, once I get to the third day, they don't feel as great. These have felt equally, if not better, each run that I've taken them out for. So ultimately, like, who would I recommend this shoe for? Well, first and foremost, I'd say buy these if you like the previous version and you were looking for a lighter weight version of that, that's these. The next person I would say pick these up, if you're looking for like one of the ultimate plus shoes that you can purchase, definitely get these. Now I would say skip these if one, you don't like the way New Balance fit. It's not that you don't like the style, don't think they're dope, but if you just don't like the fit, these are still gonna be something that you're gonna have to learn to deal with. And then the last thing is that if you just want a firmer ride, I would hope that you wouldn't buy a plus shoe if you want a firm ride. Let me know, like, are you looking forward to picking these up? I plan to spend some more miles in them. I was pleasantly surprised, and so there's a strong possibility that these will make my weekly rotation. Figuring out how much the cushioning is right for you is a lot like trying to have someone else pour milk in your cereal bowl. It's gonna vary, and only you know what the right amount is. So for me, I thought that these are a great pickup if you're looking for a plus shoe in your overall lineup. If you wanna check out another video, be sure to check this out. And if you enjoyed this video and wanted to see more like it, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss the next video. I'll see you next time. Jordan Thomas, peace.